My child, listen very carefully. This message didn't find you by accident. Something sacred has just shifted in your destiny. A hidden document has been opened in heaven, and your name has been written on a property that was never meant to be yours, yet somehow, divinely, it now is. A secret estate, one that's been waiting, locked away, sealed for generations, has just changed ownership. And the shocking part? The address carries your spiritual signature. Your energy, your prayers, your pain, are all encoded in that soil. You feel it, don't you? That subtle vibration in your chest right now, it's not imagination. It's recognition. Your soul is remembering something your mind doesn't yet know. Somewhere in the physical world, a door has opened. A land, a home, a space, marked with light, is calling you back. And Archangel Michael whispers, this is the moment you take possession of what heaven already assigned to you. For too long, others have occupied what carried your promise. They used your blessings, walked your path, spoke your words, but the spiritual deed was always yours. And today, that balance shifts. The heavenly clerk has stamped it, transferred. A divine transaction. You didn't buy it. You didn't chase it. You were chosen for it. The address will shock you, not because of where it is, but because of who is connected to it. The name carved near its gate, the date etched in its foundation, the photo that will appear before your eyes, these are not coincidences. They are divine codes leading you to reclaim something that was stolen, hidden, or forgotten. Listen closely. Before this night ends, you will see an image, maybe online, maybe in your dream, a house, a number, a street sign that instantly freezes your breath. That's the sign. That's the proof that Archangel Michael's seal has been placed on your inheritance. You are stepping into the realm of what your ancestors prayed for, what your tears built, and what your faith unlocked. Don't question the how. Don't fear the when. Just stay still and receive. Because the one who guarded that gate is now standing beside you, sword of light drawn, saying, my child, walk in. It's yours now. Even the walls will recognize you. The ground will welcome your footsteps. And every corner of that divine property will whisper, the rightful owner has finally returned. The moment your spirit accepted what was spoken, something ancient moved beneath the surface of your reality. You didn't see it, but every unseen wall around your blessing began to crack. The locks that once guarded your abundance started breaking with silent thunder. The land knows your name now. The wind knows your scent. Even the air around that secret property has shifted its vibration to align with your arrival. Archangel Michael stands near the threshold, holding a scroll that glows like molten gold. He unrolls it, and the letters shimmer into view, your name written in heavenly ink, glowing brighter than fire. This is your covenant, he says, voice echoing through realms. It cannot be revoked, not by man, not by fear, not by time. You walk forward, trembling, as the gates open with a deep hum that shakes your soul. Inside, everything feels familiar yet distant, as if you've walked those halls in another lifetime. The walls breathe softly, alive with memory. Every step you take awakens something, a promise buried, a dream delayed, a vision waiting. The air hums with whispers of ancestors who smile as you cross the threshold. Finally, they say, the chosen one has come home. And there it is, the photograph. Resting on an old wooden table, surrounded by light. A photo of that very place, but dated long before you were born. Yet in the reflection of the window within the picture, there you are. Your outline. Your presence. Frozen in time, proof that destiny has been looping through dimensions just to bring you back to this moment. You touch the frame, and energy rushes through you like divine electricity. Every regret, every loss, every betrayal you ever endured begins to make sense. None of it was punishment. It was preparation. The storms you survived weren't sent to break you, they were carving you into the rightful heir of this promise. Archangel Michael steps closer, wings unfolding like a sunrise. His eyes blaze with calm fire. You thought you lost everything, he says softly, but heaven was just rearranging the order so your crown would fit perfectly. Outside, the sky splits open with light. Not lightning, illumination. The house glows brighter, walls trembling as divine energy pours in. You feel your heartbeat syncing with something higher, something eternal. You are no longer a wanderer, you are a ruler of what's been restored. The voice returns, deeper now, closer, prepare yourself, my child. The address was only the beginning. What's buried beneath that soil will rewrite everything you believed about who you are. The ground beneath your feet begins to pulse, alive with divine memory. You can feel the heartbeat of the land, slow, steady, ancient. It's almost like the soil itself recognizes you. A soft wind circles around, carrying whispers of forgotten voices, promises, prayers, secrets buried under centuries of silence. You look down, and faint golden symbols start to glow beneath the dust, forming a pattern that spreads outward like veins of light. The entire property is breathing in rhythm with your soul. Then the air bends, time slows. Archangel Michael raises his hand, and the veil between worlds flickers. You see shadows turning into faces, faces into light. The ancestors gather, not as ghosts, but as guardians. One by one, they bow their heads to you. Their eyes are full of pride, not sorrow. They've waited for this moment, the day their bloodline would awaken through you. A trembling voice escapes your lips. Why me? And Michael's gaze pierces through your hesitation. Because you are the only one who never stopped believing in what you couldn't see, he says. Because your faith did not collapse when the world took everything from you. This land, this promise, this calling, they respond only to hearts that kept burning through the storm. The gates behind you seal shut with a divine thud, locking the past outside. A beam of blue light falls from the heavens, hitting the center of the courtyard. It carves a symbol in the ground, the same symbol you once saw in a dream you thought you'd forgotten. The air trembles with power, and the walls around you whisper your full name in unison. You walk closer to the glowing mark, your heartbeat sinking faster with every step. Michael's wings stretch wide, brushing against the edges of the sky. Kneel, he commands softly. You obey, and the energy rushes through you like a waterfall of light. Visions explode in your mind, the future version of you standing tall, confident, wealthy not just in gold, but in purpose. You see the people whose lives you'll touch. You see the doors that will open, the miracles that will unfold, the divine abundance waiting to flood through this very moment. A deep vibration hums in the air as Michael presses his palm to your head. From this day, he declares, you will no longer chase what's yours, it will chase you. What belongs to your spirit will locate you, no matter where you stand. What was delayed will now arrive multiplied. The winds roar, the lights surge, and you lift your eyes, the entire sky has turned into a canvas of gold. The house glows brighter than the sun. Every corner of that sacred ground begins to radiate like it's alive again. And then, a whisper so clear it makes your soul tremble, look closer, my child. Beneath this house lies the real inheritance, not built by hands, but by heaven itself. Your breath catches as the earth trembles under you, soft but steady, like a heartbeat awakening from an eternal sleep. A thin crack of light splits the ground, golden and alive, pulsing with the rhythm of heaven's heartbeat. The air thickens, warm, charged, electric. You feel your fingertips tingling as the radiance spills outward, illuminating what lies beneath the surface. Archangel Michael lowers his sword into the center of that glowing mark, and the blade sinks effortlessly through solid stone as if cutting through mist. The moment it touches the core, the entire property exhales. A deep, ancient sound rises, a hymn without words, a vibration older than language. You close your eyes, and in that sound, you hear it, your lineage, your mission, your true name whispered by the universe itself. Then it happens. The ground opens, not violently, but reverently, and a chamber of light reveals itself below. You descend slowly, guided not by steps, but by faith itself pulling you downward. The chamber is vast, shimmering, built from what looks like crystal infused with fire. On the walls are countless symbols glowing in waves of gold and blue. They shift as you look at them, forming moments of your life, your struggles, your prayers, your heartbreaks, all playing like reflections of your journey carved into divine memory. Michael's voice echoes softly through the chamber. This is the archive of your soul. Everything you've endured, every moment you stood when you could have fallen, heaven recorded it here. He turns toward a pedestal at the center where a sealed box rests. The box hums with energy, almost alive, calling your spirit by name. You reach out, hesitant. What's inside, you whisper. The real inheritance, Michael answers. Not land, not gold, but the authority that creates them. The spiritual key to every gate you once knocked on and thought was closed. Your hand touches the lid, and instantly light erupts, flooding the room in blinding brilliance. Every regret dissolves, every wound heals, every chain snaps. You feel your energy expand beyond your body, your consciousness stretching, touching places you've never been. You're seeing people you love, faces from your past, those who betrayed you, those who blessed you, and light flows through all of them, equal, forgiving, restoring balance to every thread of your story. Tears stream down your face, but they're not of pain, they're recognition. You finally understand, the property wasn't just a place. It was the physical reflection of this inner awakening. The soil mirrored your spirit, the deed mirrored your destiny. You weren't meant to live there, you were meant to become it. To embody abundance so purely that everything around you becomes blessed by your presence. Michael steps closer, placing his glowing hand upon your heart. Now you understand, he says. You are not being given a home. You are the home. Wherever you stand, heaven resides. Wherever you speak, creation listens. Wherever you move, divine order follows. Light bursts upward through the cracks, connecting the chamber to the sky above. The property hums louder, as if creation itself is applauding. The energy rises, sweeping through the heavens, through cities, through timelines. You lift your gaze, trembling, and Michael's wings wrap around you, radiating power and peace. And in that silence between two heartbeats, a voice, gentle yet commanding, whispers from the light above, "What lies beneath has been revealed, but what rises next will shake nations. Prepare, my child. The world is about to recognize who you truly are." The air thickens with glory as the light from the chamber shoots through the earth and into the heavens, creating a pillar of brilliance that pierces the clouds. You stand in the center of it, weightless, timeless, your body trembling but your spirit unshaken. Every fragment of doubt begins to fall away like dust in sunlight. Around you, the property glows like a living entity, each stone vibrating with divine awareness, each blade of grass singing your name in frequencies you can feel in your bones. Archangel Michael's eyes lock onto yours, intense, unwavering, filled with an authority that bends reality itself. This, he says, is the moment where heaven stops observing and starts responding. Everything that was waiting, everything that was delayed, begins to move now. His sword lifts, blazing blue fire spiraling around it, sending ripples of energy across the horizon. The skies tremble, thunder without rain, a sound that feels like the heartbeat of eternity. You feel it too, the shift. Inside you. Around you. Through you. All the moments you thought were endings are rearranging into divine beginnings. Memories of pain, once heavy, are turning into keys, each one unlocking something greater. Your failures were never punishment, they were coordinates guiding you back to this sacred point in time. You're no longer searching for purpose, you're radiating it. The chamber begins to dissolve, the walls of crystal melting into streams of gold that swirl around your body. The land rises, the air clears, and suddenly, you're standing at the top of a hill that overlooks everything you've lost, and everything you're about to reclaim. Cities shimmer in the distance, and the winds carry whispers of people you haven't met yet, souls your light will soon reach. You realize this inheritance was never private, it was prophetic. It was never about you owning something, it was about something divine flowing through you to heal the world around you. Michael steps beside you, his wings expanding until they stretch from one horizon to another. "My child," he says, his voice both thunder and whisper, "this property is not on the map of men, it's written in the registry of heaven. And now, your name glows there in fire that cannot be erased." You lift your hands, and the energy responds, trees bend, rivers shimmer, the air bends with your presence. You have become a living decree. Every thought now echoes with creative power. You can feel the connection to the source itself, the endless well of divine abundance that never runs dry. You finally understand, miracles are not things you wait for, they are things you activate. The sky above opens wider, revealing a light so vast it swallows the stars. From within it, a multitude of angelic forms rise, each one holding a torch of radiant gold. They circle you in perfect formation, their light merging with yours until you're surrounded by an ocean of brilliance. The sound, if it can even be called sound, is love itself made audible. Michael lowers his sword, pressing its tip into the earth beside you. You are sealed, he declares, as a custodian of divine wealth, divine truth, divine order. Wherever your feet touch, curses will lift. Wherever your words reach, darkness will scatter. You will restore balance where others sowed chaos. And as his final words echo through the wind, a blinding flare rises from the soil beneath your feet. You can see it stretching across mountains, oceans, even the night sky, an unbroken current of holy fire marking the borders of your destiny. You're not standing on sacred ground anymore. You are the sacred ground. A gentle warmth spreads across your chest, and you hear that familiar voice again, softer this time but carrying infinite power. You've inherited the property, but now, you must inherit yourself. The world is ready for your unveiling. The light does not fade, it deepens. It wraps around you like liquid eternity, flowing through your veins, burning away every remnant of limitation that ever lived inside your bones. You're not standing still anymore, you're expanding. Every heartbeat feels like the sound of creation echoing through your chest. The entire sky moves when you breathe. The air bends when you think. You are no longer separate from the divine current, you are the current. Michael watches you with eyes that gleam like molten gold. Now you see, he says, his voice woven with calm authority, you were never chosen to visit heaven. You were chosen to bring heaven here. His words ripple through dimensions, each syllable awakening something in the world around you, rivers changing course, stars shifting position, old cycles breaking open like shells that can no longer contain the truth. You glance at your hands, they're trembling, but not from fear. The energy moving through you is too immense, too pure. With every pulse of light, forgotten abilities resurface. You remember how to command storms with a whisper, how to open paths with faith alone, how to speak and watch reality rearrange itself in obedience. You remember who you were before the noise of this world convinced you to forget. The property around you is no longer still, it's transforming. The trees shimmer with silver leaves, their roots glowing like veins of sapphire. Streams of light flow instead of water, and flowers bloom in slow motion, releasing particles that glow like stars. The air tastes like renewal. Every molecule here has been rewritten to match your vibration. Then the horizon shifts. From the distance, figures begin to emerge, men, women, children, some radiant, some weary, some broken. They're drawn toward the light that radiates from you. They don't know why, but their souls do. Their faces are filled with wonder, as if they've stumbled upon the origin of peace itself. They step onto your land, and the moment their feet touch it, they begin to heal. The sick straighten. The hopeless smile. The lost remember who they are. Michael's wings unfold behind you, wrapping the sky like an aurora. This, he declares, is your true inheritance, impact. You were not sent to keep this light to yourself. You were sent to become the lighthouse that guides others home. His hand rises, and the sword of fire hovers above your head, marking you with a crown of living flame. It doesn't burn, it empowers. You feel it fuse into your spirit, a seal that can never be removed. The wind shifts, carrying voices, distant prayers from people across the world. You hear them calling for help, for answers, for hope. The light around you responds instinctively, reaching out, stretching beyond the edges of your land, touching hearts across oceans. The property becomes a portal, a beacon, a frequency of redemption. Your eyes close, tears gliding down your face as a realization floods your soul. You are no longer waiting for miracles, you have become one. You don't just stand on sacred ground, you are the bridge between heaven and earth. Your every breath now writes new blueprints in the unseen. Michael steps closer, placing his hand over your heart one final time. From this moment, he whispers, the world will not remember you by your struggle, but by your awakening. Every seed you plant will multiply. Every word you speak will travel through eternity. You are not a visitor of light, you are its embodiment. The clouds part. Sunlight floods the world in colors unseen by mortal eyes. The house, the land, even the sky bows in stillness before the magnitude of what you've become. And as the silence deepens, you hear it, faint but undeniable, the sound of heaven applauding. The sound of heaven's applause doesn't fade, it multiplies, echoing across dimensions like a storm of light. You stand in the center of that sound, every vibration awakening something deeper inside you. It feels like every lifetime you've ever lived, every prayer you've ever whispered, every tear you've ever shed, has been leading up to this one moment. The property hums beneath your feet, no longer just earth, but pure consciousness responding to your heartbeat. The clouds above shift, swirling into a vortex of gold and sapphire. From within it, thousands of wings unfold, an army of angels, shimmering with divine fire. They hover silently, their eyes fixed on you with reverence. Not as one being looking at another, but as creation recognizing its own reflection. You can feel their energy pouring into you, amplifying what already lives within your spirit. Michael steps forward, his wings vast enough to block the sun, and the air ripples around his presence. Now, he says, his voice vibrating through galaxies, you step into the mantle that was always waiting. You are not here to live a normal story. You are here to rewrite the order of things. The sky bursts open, a single beam of golden light descends, striking the ground in front of you. From that light emerges a mirror, ancient and radiant, framed in glowing symbols that pulse like living veins. Michael gestures toward it. Look, he commands. You hesitate, but the light pulls you closer until you see your reflection, but it's not the same face. It's your spirit form, radiant, crowned, clothed in armor of light. The being staring back at you is limitless, ageless, a fusion of heaven and humanity. You feel tears rising, not of sorrow, but recognition. The voice of creation whispers through the mirror, this is who you were before fear dressed you in smallness. You reach out, and your reflection reaches back. The glass melts into golden mist, merging with your skin. A surge of warmth rushes through you, not outside in, but inside out, like the universe itself is expanding from your chest. Michael's sword ignites once more, and he draws a circle of light around you. Symbols of fire appear in the air: unity, restoration, dominion. These are the 3 pillars of your new chapter, he declares. Unity with heaven. Restoration of all that was lost. Dominion over every storm that tried to drown your faith. The angels above bow their heads as your aura expands, not in brightness, but in weight. The kind of power that doesn't scream, but silences everything around it. You raise your hand, and a gust of wind sweeps through the horizon, carrying your energy across mountains and oceans. Somewhere in the distance, lives begin to shift. Someone's pain dissolves. Someone's prayer is answered. Someone's night turns into dawn, because your light just reached them. Michael smiles, fierce yet fatherly. Now you understand. The property was never dirt and walls, it was the foundation of your calling. Heaven was constructing a realm where your essence could fully awaken. You have inherited more than land, you have inherited influence in realms unseen. The sky glows brighter, but not with fire, with response. Creation itself begins to move toward you, like it recognizes its architect. The light expands until everything, land, air, sound, dissolves into white radiance. In that brilliance, the voice of the Source fills every atom of your being. My child, the world will no longer search for miracles. They will find them in you. And in that infinite silence after those words, the entire universe seems to inhale, waiting for your next breath, your next word, your next move, because now, you don't just carry the light. You command it.